I'm the first one to do that. I bet you never knew that. Back like a tailbone. Who you got the tail on? If it ain't about me, about whole D, about face. If you ain't on higher, learn it. The soda in the pot and the fire, burn it. This shit is so tough. You might wanna be my best. This shit is so tough. You might wanna be
my. Okay, all right. Look, I press the record button, so I'm just gonna wing it. I don't know what I just played. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of questionable things I gotta say about this video game, and this is Slave Zero X. It's a big title. Let me see. No. I'm thinking about, wait. I said Slave Zero X. Holy shit, I'm not thinking about this one. It's about Game Rack. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Slayers X. Those names need to change. Slayers X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer. Just rolls off your tongue, man. This game, oh, man, I don't even know how to describe it. But yeah, this is, oh my god. All right, so look, it is an FPS shooter game that gives you like 1980 vibes. That's been developed by Tendershoot as Big Z Studios Inc. and published by No More Robots. I was hoping they would say No More Heroes, but hey, a man can dream, can he? In the game, you play as Zone. In the story, Zone finds himself in the last standing member of the superhero squad after an attack of a satanic psycho syndicate. And instead of common reason, you must shoot and demolish anything and anyone who stands in your way through vengeance.
Once and for all, whether you're spawning rats and blowing up Jestas with the sewage launcher, or destroying psychos with the power of the Hack Blood Talisman, you'll be invincible against Mevin and his stupid turd pile minion. May 15th, don't mother flip and forget, and become the ultimate Axe Slayer.
Yeah, it's a vengeance game, and that's it. That's all I know. Like the game further explains itself when you progress through it. But what I like about this game, and what kind of drives me away from me fully enjoying it, is how over the top this game is. How much this game have already replicated itself, like Doom and all these other games that has like the same type of aspect, by you having a face in the bottom of the screen. You have a weapon, you run around in the pixelated area, and you just shoot your way to survive. Stop thinking about Slave Zero X. Slayers X is a game. It's an interesting game. It was only $7, and I feel like I probably would have enjoyed it a hell of a lot more if it would have beat Nightmare Reaper. I reviewed Nightmare Reaper, and I have enjoyed it, and I have like explained how much I love that game. I gave it a good score too. Like Nightmare Reaper, I would highly recommend you guys play that than play this, because even though I keep thinking about Slave Zero X, even though Slayers X is an acceptable game for a good fair price, we've been there and done that with the elemental probability of what they try to do with this game and take it out. And I kind of feel bad, because the developers and the person who try to produce this game, I felt the potential. I felt where the budget went, and above all, I know like what it takes to try to put your dreams out there, even though people was not on your side to try to achieve this. I'm saying that because I was a novel publisher for 3 years. No one helped me get to that point. Nobody. I remember when I was in the novel studio, and I won the award for the best novel of the year in the Amino website, and they wanted me to talk about it, and they thought that I was going to thank my family members. They thought I was going to thank my friends, and I said no. I thank myself, my struggles, my depression, my losses, my personal vendettas, and above all, I thank my haters for doubting me. The book was an acceptable masterpiece, but Slayers X, I feel like I understand the potential, but it wasn't successful. The game picks up at a very, very like fast pace. It always shows the main character Zone as he's like performing certain moves with his comrades, and before that happens, he just get eradicated by like unknown people that's just trying to kill him and kill everybody around him. So he's seeking vengeance as he watches all his comrades die, and it pulled me in. I was a little bit entertained, but I was more entertained of just how Zone, or how is his name Zone or Zane? Alright, so his name is Zane. I got it wrong on the headline. Oh man, I'm not gonna repeat all that. But anyway, Zane, he kind of gets me into the whole entertaining aspect of the game. Not the combat or whatever, just the way he carries himself. He's an over the top character that breaks the fourth wall. He breaks the ice. He has a lot of good humor, and above all, he has a very big ego of himself. There was even some times where I would play the game and I would just scavenge certain areas of just getting some ammunition, finding some collectibles, and I would come across mirrors while he would look at himself in a reflection, and he would just say how awesome he is. Zane is awesome. Zane is a badass. Even when he kills enemies. When he kills enemies, or if he apprehends them, or if there's just one enemy by himself, he would just throw his ego all around them. And I think my best part is the fact that when these enemies shows up and they just come in packs and you just obliterate them with the weapons that they give you, Zane just literally just speaks for us and just talk about how badass he is. And there was even times I would just laugh and just giggle in a cheesy moment, because there'd be times where I'd be close to death and I would barely survive, and he would just say that, oh, that was nothing. You think that can defeat me? And I'm like, Zane, really? If they saw your hood right now, somebody would throw a rock at you and that'd be game over. But I like that about Zane, and I feel like I would rather have a character that's full of himself than a character that's full of doubts. If they're gonna have a character that's full of doubts, then we have to work our way through to make this character be more reliable. But with Zane, with Slayer's X, I thought he was an acceptable character for me to enjoy it. But that's not really saying much, because it wasn't really enough for me to hold the whole game over for me to enjoy it in this full capacity. We have weapons, we have levels, and at the same time we have like the impactful combat of the game to pull us into what makes this game enjoyable. I'm gonna have to first start with the way how the game looks. 2-bit graphics, just like how Doom and just like how Night Reaper was. But what I like about it is the fact that they try to go through certain aspects of the creativity of just you being pulled in of the game's progression of just how the game looks by giving us certain varieties of creativity. Like, for example, if you want to look at the map, they show you like this drawn map that Zane has made for himself to show us the whole layout of the whole entire street or certain areas itself. And I thought that was great. It was very simple, self-explanatory, and I did not get lost at all. And at the same time, this is by an indie company, so they really can't go all out when it comes to the graphic details, so they have to make stuff like this. So again, I did not mind it at all. I was more hooked into that more than anything else when it comes to Zane and when it comes to how he carries himself as a whole. As simple as the game gets, you know more about Zane. You know more about like how he got originated, where he came from, why is he trying to avenge his comrades. They even show you some little signs of nitpicking then and there when it comes to like the pacing of his ancestors. Throwing shots at his dead mother when people was like making like putting graffiti all over his house. That kind of gave me some depressing feels about Zane. I was like, you know what? Ooh, man. Damn. Like, I hope he does kill you fuckers for what y'all did. Which leads me to the combat itself. The combat is playable, but I can't say really enjoyable, because we kind of been there and done that. Now, to be fair here, we got different weapons other than Doom and other than Nightmare Reaper, but it's like lacking so much creativity of how you can do these weapons. Now, I will say this though, unlike Nightmare Reaper, they have animation qualities of these weapons. Each time that Zane has a different weapon, he shows certain ways of how he holds these weapons. He even moves them sometimes. He even plays with them sometimes. He even talks to us about these weapons too, as he goes give us a tutorial stage of how this game works as well. So these weapons doesn't just feel like you can use them, but they feel like he's actually holding them. Unlike Nightmare Reaper and Doom, where I'm talking about the old Doom, not the newest ones. I'm talking about the old ones, just in case if y'all ready to reel me in. With those games, You pick up a weapon, you hold them, and that's it. But what I like about Slayer's X is that when you hold him, he fiddles with them. He talks about them, and he give us some dialect of how these weapons are gonna infect these motherfuckers. And I thought that was great. I thought that was a good way for us to get attached to whatever the fuck he's picking up. But that still doesn't say the fact that it doesn't really pull me into enjoying the combat scenario of these of how you inflict these like weapons to full destruction. It's not a destructible game. And I think that may be the reason why I didn't really enjoy it that much, because when the enemies die, they just stay dead. It's not like the other games where when you use certain weapons, you just obliterate them. And another reason is because of the lack of the creativity of weapons that you can choose from. And the reason why I keep comparing this to Nightmare Reaper is because they have so much weapons. They went all the way to intergalactical cyberpunk weapons, to all the way to the medieval times. They even had Simon Belmont's whip. The Slayer's X have that? No. I will say what I like about this game is the cutscenes. When they show us these cutscenes, it kind of give me the nostalgic vibes of the Nintendo 64 graphics, and I love it when they take me all the way back. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to play this game so much, because it's been a long time since I played an old nostalgic game. I have older games, I do. I have like older consoles, but when I see any developers make a certain project, I instantly just jump into hinges. I'm like, all right, let me see what y'all gonna do. And by this game being cheap, I can't even say that I regret buying it. All I'm saying is that I've played better ones. At the end of the day, overall, you buy this game, or if you want to buy this game, I know this is sounding more like, like pass. But I feel like if you're curious, if this was enough for you to play it, then try it out. Try Slayer's X. I feel like this game was an acceptable game when it comes to the pacing and just, well, all right, look, $7. Where's that gonna go? It went to this. I'm gonna have to give Slayer's X, Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer, a C. It's an average game, kind of below average. And the reason why I'm saying it's below average, all right, first the average part. The average part is that it's a game that's acceptable. Below average is because we've been there and done that with a game like this already. How many? And then look, we're in the age now where we're beginning to see the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. As much as I love samurai games, we're getting too many of them. There's too many fucking samurai games. Even Capcom knows this, because they was talking about making another Onimusha game, but even they said it. They said that what's the point of making an Onimusha game if a lot of samurai games are being pushed out of the market already? They even got an Assassin's Creed samurai game that people are going AWOL about. Like, it's a lot of heat about that game, and I know why. This is not the video to talk about it. But my point is, when you are lacking creativity of making a project, you want to rip something off. So if you're going to rip it off, what are you going to do to make us get hooked in for us to keep playing it? Nightmare Reaper knew this, and they knew what the Doom games was lacking, but they knew the major power to it. The third review I did today, and I am done. I am done. Oh God. It's been a while since I did not feel like doing reviews. I think the last time I did not want to do a review was Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin, a samurai game. Oh man. But I'm glad I got out of the way. It's like me going to the doctor and I finally get that tumor out of my system. After it's been bothering me. Again, I have to apologize to you fans for not playing, but just not posting any content. You know me, I have to like not hit y'all notification bells that much. I still be playing this. You know what that is? It's not Slayer's X, I'll tell you that. It's something that you guys should be looking into. If y'all haven't seen my review about it, y'all should. Y'all fucking should. But other than that, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Yugo, your critic teacher, and I hope you guys have a good day.